Carolyn Farb is a philanthropist who loves people and sharing her gifts with those who could use a hand up. On this day, she's serving the women and children at the Star of Hope shelter. She embraces the role of community advocate and servant. Yes, the sophisticated, well-respected Houstonian is proud of her service.
I've been doing this since I was about 16 and volunteering first back then at Texas Children's Hospital, and I think my grandfather was my mentor and he inspired me to reach beyond myself and to care for others.
She's often seen in the society pages among the who's who of not only Houston, but the entire nation. However, there's much more to Farb than photo ops and social headlines.
I really actually don't like to ever be referred to as a socialite because I think of someone flittering about rather than doing wonderful things for other people. But I do roll up my sleeves, I work very hard, and if you have my commitment, you have it 125%. I don't take on causes that I'm not passionate about, and there's so much work to be done, whether it's making calls, addressing letters, helping people get places, doing the decorations like yesterday at the Star of Hope, working in the kitchen, raising money. And raising money, I always tell people, no one likes to do it, not even me. I take myself out of the equation and just think that I'm doing this for the cause.
Farb enjoys spending time with her canine companions, Lucas and Maximilian. This native Houstonian born in St. Joseph's Hospital is also a published author, donating proceeds from her books to charity. She's a caring, passionate person, but she's no shrinking violet.
I definitely have my own opinions, and I'm not afraid to speak out. And even if I'm the only one speaking about it, you have to have courage, courage of your convictions, ready to take the next step, to be a visionary, because that's what Texas is all about. We have a wonderful can-do attitude. Never accept that you can't do something. If you want it, will it, do it, make it happen.
For 3 generations, the name Judson Robinson has been synonymous with community service. In fact, Judson Robinson Jr. was the first black elected to city council since Reconstruction. And on a Sunday afternoon, you'll find Judson Robinson III right where he belongs, praising and pressing for change. It's a Senior Saints celebration at Riceville Mount Olive Baptist Church. It's one of 3 stops for Judson Robinson III, CEO of the Houston Area Urban League, and his wife Cora. Judson carries a message of optimism and support for the Health Navigators program launched in several churches.
We believe that if you're healthy, you stand a better shot at having a successful life. We believe that if you're educated, you stand a better shot at having a successful life. That if you have a job and a home, and maybe even know how to start your own business, that you're going to have a successful life. So we have programs that work in each of these areas.
Judson served as a Houston City Council member and a Harris County Deputy Commissioner. Under his leadership, the Hilton Americas Convention Center Hotel was launched. He follows in his father's and grandfather's footsteps as pillars of the community. In fact, his grandfather was one of the founding members of the Houston Area Urban League.
Education is a big deal, and getting people to understand and appreciate and value it as being a key component to their long-term success. I think we oftentimes think about success in sprints, and it's really a long-term journey.
And Judson keeps making strides on that journey every day.
Pastor Rudy Rasmus is the senior pastor of St. John's Downtown in Houston, Texas, and the cultural architect of the Love Revolution. His dangling beard is his filter, and Sunday mornings is when only a fraction of his work happens. It started in 1992 when he arrived and faced an obvious need.
I had to step over one of our clients / congregants to get into the building, and it only made sense to bring that person on inside with us. So homelessness was first. And immediately we discovered that people were hungry.
It started with one hot meal a week and grew to serving meals every day. The Bread of Life was birthed out of the work, a nonprofit that also offers a place for people to shower, launder their clothes, get counseling, come off the streets at night, and HIV services.
HIV had, around certain faith communities had been this big scary thing, and we defied the big scary thing by offering funeral services back in the day when people were really devastated health-wise by the virus. We did a lot of funerals when many churches unfortunately turned their backs on families because of the stigma.
Sundays at St. John's do more than feed your soul. In addition to the moving music and spirited sermons, there are meals that heal and free anonymous HIV tests. Not your ordinary church tradition, but one Pastor Rudy feels is necessary.
It's better to know your status. So what better place to get tested than in a place where the people will love you regardless to your status. So homelessness, hunger, and HIV have been really a big focus of ours since the early days.
Pastor Rudy is far from typical and is often challenged for feeding people as though it counteracts with giving people spiritual sustenance. That's when he turns to Matthew 25 and the conversation Jesus had with his disciples.
People who should have known him best, who had been traveling with him for at least 2 years at that point, said, "So exactly when did we give you something to drink when you were thirsty, and and when were you naked and we gave you some clothing?" And they went down the list, and Jesus looked at them and said, "Whenever you did it for one of the least of these, my brother and sister, you did it also for me." That kind of spells it out.